It is by the clock on the wall at 6:59. If you give us a few more seconds, posting requirements requires us to start at exactly 7. So for a few more seconds. And as we say in Alden, we go as fast as we can, but as slow as we must. It's a good saying. It is now exactly 7 p.m. And I would like to call to order the February 9th, 2021 business meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Alden Independent School District. Our ethics statement, mission and vision statement, and board goals will be read tonight by Mr. Bates.
The board has adopted an ethics statement that affirms our commitment to ethical conduct. The statement is, the Board of Trustees is committed to and shall perform its duties ethically and according to our core beliefs. We will model the highest standards of conduct. We will ensure that no personal value system or personal goals interfere with our duty as public servants. The public interest shall be the principle which guides the board in its deliberation and decisions. Our vision statement. All Alden ISD students will receive a dynamic and unparalleled education that guarantees choices and opportunities today and in the future. Our mission statement. Alden ISD will provide a rigorous and enriching educational experience that prepares every student for success in college, career, and life. The board's goals are aligned with the district's mission are Goal 1, the percentage of grade 3 students who score at meet grade level or above on STAR reading shall increase from 30% to 40% by June 2025. Goal 2, the percentage of grade 3 students who score at meets grade level or above on STAR's math shall increase from 39% to 49% by June 2025. Goal 3, the percentage of graduates who meet the criteria for college, career, and military readiness, CCMR, shall increase from 59% to 69% by August 2025. And lastly, our goal 4, the percentage of 8th grade students who score at meets grade level or above on STAR math shall increase from 49% to 65% by June 2025.
Thank you, Mr. Bates. We acknowledge that we're still experiencing unprecedented conditions at this time. However, the board needs to address essential district business. Today, we will review information and make policy decisions related to the effective operation of the Alden Independent Schools District. I see that we have people in our audience tonight. It's so nice to see everybody. And we are live streaming and we have viewers tonight. So please keep in mind decorum. Let the minutes reflect that all board members are present. Most are video conference. You have Mr. Mead and I here in the boardroom. Now we will have the approval of the minutes of the previous meeting. We have a motion. Do we have a motion?
I move that the minutes of the regular meeting and executive session and the minutes of the level 3 grievance hearing on January the 12th, 2021 be approved as printed.
Do we have a second?
Esparza seconds.
Thank you, Mrs. Esparza. We'll begin the vote with Mr. Mead. Mrs. Esparza?
Esparza, yes.
Dr. Booker?
Booker, yes.
Ms. Avalos?
Avalos, yes.
Dr. Garcia?
Yeah, yes.
Mr. Bates?
Bates, yes.
And I vote yes as well. The motion carries. Right now, we will have the spotlight of teaching and learning. We will now hear from Ms. Katie Rohde, Chief of Schools, and Mr. Todd Davis, Chief of Academics.
Good evening, President Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, and members of the board. Last week, the district celebrated Counselors Week, And it was a week for us to spotlight the incredible work that our counselors do across the district. I am very excited to introduce a counseling department from one of our schools who is going above and beyond. I am going to ask the counseling department from Teague Middle School to please come up. We have Demetria Bryant, Allison Cormier Russ, Nicolandria Kelly, Diane Wilson, and Andalyn Sands. The first four ladies that I called are the general ed counselors, and Ms. Sands serves as the special education counselor. She is shared with Jones Middle School, but according to the principal, she is a big part of our team and supporting our most vulnerable learners. So I want to tell you a little bit about this pretty dynamic team. The Teague Middle School Counseling Department is composed of 5 dynamic individuals who make up the magic behind what makes being a Teague Trojan great. On campus, they're referred to as our unicorns because they possess rare individual talents that have created a positive student and staff culture on our campus. From leading the CARES team to bringing our vision to life for our mentor-mentee program for new teachers, they go above and beyond the call of duty. They have really been the backbone to social emotional learning and support for students and staff through restorative circles, mediations, and team building across our campus. Whether we're virtually learning on our campus or off our campus, our counseling department has ensured parents, staff, and students stay connected and feel a part of the Teague culture. They are always willing to jump in and lend a helping hand or find resources for our community. They are the magic behind all that is great about Teague. And then I also want to read something from Ms. Collier, who nominated you for this recognition. This department uses such innovative ways to reach their own campus and virtual students. They introduce Conversations with the Counselor, which is a monthly parent engagement meeting to provide information in aiding with their student success. Their last meeting, Have You Seen Your Child's Report Card?, had over 500 parents in attendance on the Zoom call. In an effort to reach their own campus and virtual learners, this team has implemented guidance lessons in the cafeteria during lunches and on Schoology to support students as they navigate through this unprecedented year. In the new tech-forward world, our Wakelet ambassador, Counselor Diane Wilson, has introduced a multitude of platforms to communicate with students, such as Wakelet, Flipgrid, Padlet, Schoology, and Mentimeter. This is truly a team that loves what they do, and the work speaks for themselves. I so appreciate everything that you all have done and want to recognize you for our Teaching, Leading, and Learning Spotlight for the month of February. And we have some people here that are supporting our counseling team. Principal Kimberly Doucette, if you could please come on up. And our Director of Counseling, Guidance and Counseling, Ms. Tawana Collier.
You gotta have your certificates in the picture.
I know. One more. Thank you. Oh, it's right here. Sorry, I got it. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
And these ladies are pretty powerful on social media too, so please check them out on Twitter. They are always sharing the great strategies and the things that are going on at Teague. I'll need that in a second. All right, now my next recognition is someone who works right here in the Donaldson department, and it is my honor to recognize Miss Valonia Walker of our esteemed communications department. Miss Valonia Walker has earned the professional distinction of being accredited in public relations by successfully completing a comprehensive examination process governed by the Universal Accreditation Board. APR's fundamental purpose is to unify and advance the profession by identifying those who've demonstrated broad knowledge, experience, and professional judgment in the field. The exam for APR measures a professional's knowledge, skills, and abilities in the practice of public relations, which includes communication theory, planning, management, science, and ethics. It is structured in such a way that a candidate must have several years of professional experience to attain this accreditation. Professions using this designation demonstrate to their colleagues, clients, and employers their commitment to the strategic and ethical practice of public relations. This is a symbol of distinction and professionalism to be able to use the APR designation. Alden ISD is so proud and lucky to be working with such a capable and incredible communicator.
I just want to really acknowledge this, put this into perspective for you guys. There are more than 1,000 school communicators in the state of Texas, and Valonia now joins less than 40 of us who carry this distinction. I also just want to add, she got this distinction. She studied, took a test, and had to present in front of her peers during COVID, while she also manages the social media account for the district, really pushed for all the projects related to class of 2020 and so many other things, while also being a great role model for her peers and an awesome team member. I'm so very lucky to be able to pin this on you. We would normally do this at our national or our state conference it's in Dallas this year, but we're not traveling because of COVID. So hopefully this is even more special than that.
Congratulations. All right, congratulations. And President Shanklin and board members and Dr. Goffney, our recognitions continue this evening. I would like to honor and recognize Shayna Glass, our program director for technology applications in STEM here in Alden ISD. Shayna, if you'd come join me. As computer science and STEM coordinator, Shayna is a true advocate for computational thinking and technology integration opportunities for minority students in urban schools and communities. She believes that computer science, art, and technology integration is the key to helping students express their understanding of complex concepts in the classroom. Now, tonight we celebrate Shayna's extensive commitment and her impact on developing computer science and STEM opportunities for our students in Alden ISD. As a result of Shayna's leadership, multiple STEM and computer science initiatives have been developed in Alden ISD. So to begin, many of us think of computer science as a high school course, but Shayna has initiated and led a partnership with Rice University's School of Mathematics project to bring computer science to Alden for elementary and middle school students. In addition, Shayna has developed the Hour of Code district. No, she's watching me, make sure I say everything correctly. I have practiced this, I promise you. Hour of Code district events that were created to celebrate the Computer Science Education Week for all campuses in Alden ISD. Also, Shayna was instrumental in bringing District STEM Fest to Alden. This is a district showcase of computer science and STEM for students in grades 3 through 8. Now, to support STEM Fest, Shayna has initiated multiple partnerships with large organizations and companies: HB, Apple, Acer, University of Rice University, Space Center Houston, and Microsoft. Also, Shayna has brought to Alden STEM and coding clubs, which are now active in over 40 campuses, pre-K through 12. Now, not only is Shayna instrumental in developing computer science and STEM opportunities in Alden, she is a leader throughout Houston and the state of Texas. Shayna is a computer science facilitator for code.org, code.org, and she is one of 3 in Houston and only one of 10 in the state of Texas. She is also a Raspberry, now stay with me here, Raspberry Pi certified educator. Now, this is a big deal.
It
I had to do some research on this. She is one of only 30 people in the state of Texas who is qualified to train our teachers in Alden to teach our students how to build a computer and program using the Raspberry Pi software. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, yes.
Wow.
Quite an accomplishment. Look, it doesn't stop there. I've got much more to share with you. Shayna is currently the president of the Computer Science Teachers Association for the Greater Houston. She is also the code.org regional manager. And she is also a member of the Texas Girls Collaborative Project Regional Leadership Team in Houston. And this is a core network of educators working to provide educational opportunities for girls in STEM. And look, it doesn't end there. Now Shayna's recognitions are not just city and state level, she's nationally recognized. She has served on the Brain Pop Professional Development Advisory Board, which led to the development of their inaugural STEM curriculum and professional learning strategy. She is also a 2-time Discovery Education Summer Institute recipient. She is a CTSA National Equity Fellow this year, again, huge accomplishment. And she is a CSTA Professional Development Coaching Team member. Now, it's obvious Shayna doesn't sleep, but we so much appreciate her contribution to bringing STEM and computer science to Alden ISD. We're so blessed to have you on the Alden team. So everyone, please join me in thanking Shayna for her passion for computer science and STEM and the ultimate goal of choices and opportunities for our students here at Alden ISD. Thank you, Shayna. All right, and now for our final recognition this evening, I would like to ask Demedia Edwards, our Director of Literacy, to come join me, and Dr. Matt Warford, our Executive Director of Teaching and Learning, to come join me. So as you all know, we have embarked in a bold journey to transform literacy instruction in Alden through the development of a literacy framework and the implementation of high-quality literacy curriculum in grades K through 8. I'm proud to say that we have seen tremendous teacher investment and student engagement that would never have happened without these 2 amazing powerhouse instructional leaders. I am confident that their commitment to provide our teachers and students just-in-time intensive support and guidance will lead to success for our Alden students in the future. But that's not really why we're here. It's part of why we're here. What I really want to specifically highlight tonight is their leadership in launching the inaugural Literacy Matters Conference that took place on January 30th. The idea of this literacy conference was presented by Dr. Warford, I believe in late October, maybe early November, and it began as a simple idea of professional learning for our teachers here in Alden ISD. But however, Matt and Demedia, they both think big. It just wasn't good enough. And soon the idea of a simple day of professional learning transformed into a nationwide and actually an international literacy event. The conference resulted in dozens of sessions and learning opportunities that were presented by our literacy team, and also keynote sessions by renowned literacy experts and coaches. The Literacy Conference ultimately attracted over 2,000 participants, and I'm very proud to say that the majority of the participants were Alden teachers and leaders.
Wow.
This is just the beginning. Dr. Warford and the future Dr. Edwards have begun collaborating with our literacy team to plan next year's event, which I'm certain will be bigger and bolder if that's even possible. But we're excited about that. And the success of this conference truly shows all of our commitment here in Alden for a new way forward in literacy instruction. So please join me in thanking these 2 powerhouse literacy leaders, Matt and Demedia, for their outstanding instructional leadership and commitment to transforming the literacy outcomes for every Alden student. All right, congratulations. Thanks, you all. President Shanklin, and that concludes our recognitions for this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Irving. Thank you, Dr. Davis. We will now hear from Mrs. Shalia Reed, our Chief Communications Officer, for recognition of staff, students, and patrons.
President Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, members of the board, those in the audience. This year, we're using the theme Legacy to celebrate Black History Month. While the month is designated as a time to honor the Black men and women who have made sweeping contributions to our country, legacy is something we can all celebrate throughout the year. As you acknowledge the achievements of African Americans, I challenge each one of you to use your very own stories and history for inspiration while building your very own legacy. Tonight, we have a few legacy builders, Mr. Shanklin, that we'd like to recognize. As they support positive changes in the East Alden community, the East Alden Management District also continues to be a strong supporter of Alden ISD. This month, I am excited to share the many ways in which they have helped spark positive changes within Alden. From scholarships to Educator of the Year, Linda Flores Olson is here to share their growing support over the years. Linda, would you please share more about our relationship with East Alden?
Thank you, Shalia. Good evening, Mr. President, distinguished trustees, and Superintendent Goffney. I'm Linda Flores Olson. It's my honor and privilege to be here with you tonight and to serve as the director of the Alden Education Foundation. The Alden Education Foundation is a nonprofit that dedicates every day to supporting the district. And I am proud that the Alden Education Foundation is a very important part of the district's strategic plan, specifically the system of great schools, community engagement, and outreach. Tonight, as part of our community engagement and outreach, it is my pleasure to recognize East Alden Management District for being such a wonderful partner. The East Alden Management District's mission is to positively impact public safety, economic development, environmental and urban design, and mobility and transportation to create an environment that is attractive to businesses, to facilitate profitability, and to promote the redevelopment and growth of our area. As you know, Alden is rich with culture and history, and East Alden Management District is uniquely situated to provide resources and quality of life for businesses and residents alike. Lucky us at Alden ISD, because we are the recipients of their hard work to improve the quality of life in the Alden area for everyone. They have generously given gifts for the Educator of the Year, as Shalia mentioned, an endowment, innovative teacher grants, and scholarships. And I am thrilled to announce that in December 2020, they made a stretch gift of $100,000 for scholarships. Thank you, a big thank you, a big hearted thank you. Please help me welcome Abel Garza. He is one of 9 board members of the East Alden Management District and our very own Assistant Superintendent of Government Relations and Constituent Services, who will say a few words. Thank you.
So glad to be able to be here, not as an employee. But no, it is our pleasure to do this for the students of Alden. We have a lot of folks that care a lot about the students at Alden, not just our Alden ISD students, but as they graduate, we hope to keep them going in their educational goals. You know, the Alden district does a lot of stuff in the community, everything from working on sewage systems and new roads and sidewalks and security, safety, public safety. And this is just one of these events. I wish we could say we did it willingly, but there's a certain board member that sits on the Alden ISD board member that kind of twisted our arms to help support the scholarships. But we're glad to do it, and we hope to do more in the upcoming budget year, I should say. And so keep an eye out. Hopefully we'll continue to do more of this. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And will you have to take a picture? I want to make sure that we do recognize that over the years, they've given almost $500,000 in donations. You can see that the first gift was given in 2012. Smile.
Can you tell?
Randall's teamed up with the Alden ISD educator Patrick James and Nimitz alumni, Houston Texans, and nominee for Walter Payton's NFL Man of the Year award, Mr. Michael Thomas, to donate gift cards to our families. Alden's own face department was there with the playbook. Y'all see it?
Got it. Okay.
Gosh, y'all gotta get faster. Alden's own face department was there with the playbook to help with the distribution of cards to various campuses. Dr. Martha Escalante, Executive Director of FACE, is here to share this touchdown moment with you all.
Oh.
I'm getting good.
Okay, my first time using this mic with a face mask. Can you hear me? Okay, well, a few weeks ago, we received an email from Patrick James. Patrick works at MacArthur 9. He's a PE teacher, a coach. And in the email, he explained that on behalf of Michael Thomas, the Alden Sports Association, and Randall's, they were donating 100 gift cards with a value of $100, which 100 times 100 is $10,000, a lot of money. And they were donating this to our Alden families. And when we received the email, that day, I received another email from a principal. In the email, she was saying that she was asking for support for one of her families who had a house fire. Dad had no job. They had no food, literally no food. In the email, they said that they have gotten 2 days with no food, without eating at all. And which is hard to believe, but it's happening. And besides that email from the principal, we have been receiving phone calls, emails from families who are facing eviction, families who are dealing with COVID, families who are losing their jobs. So this donation from Michael Thomas and Patrick James is a true blessing to us and to our Alden families. And for all that, I just wish that God keeps blessing you so you keep blessing us. And I would like to hear from Patrick James and from Michael Thomas, because why Alden? Well, I know why, but if you can please share your story with us, that would be wonderful.
Well, first off, thank y'all so much for having us. And just want to say I'm seeing so many faces of people who were either educators when I was still at Nimitz or, people I've kept in contact with. I just want to say it's amazing to see y'all and it's a blessing. Anytime, and I'll let Patrick speak for himself as well, but anytime, I've been blessed in my career and I have the opportunity to give back to the Alden community, I'm going to make sure that those resources come back, just because I remember what it was like, growing up, going to Nimitz, going to Grantham, and just always wanting somebody to always come back that either was in the NFL or somewhere else, just because that's where I aspired to be. So I said, okay, if I actually make it to the NFL, I want these kids to see, like, look, somebody who walked those same hallways as you, somebody who went to the same schools as you, somebody who played at WW Thorne, they made it and they can come back and you can do it too, right? So that's where my passion is. And I thank God, Patrick James, a couple years ago, he had an idea. He called me, he's like, Mike, I want you to hear me out. I got a business idea. I was like, all right, now, I've heard some crazy stuff from people. But he was like, nah, man, like, Alden, we need a sports association. We don't need kids living in Humble having to travel to Cypress or travel to Acres Homes to have to, play organized sports. We need to start something here in Alden. And because of him making that call, we were able to start that Alden Sports Association. Now, COVID kind of hindered us a little bit, but we're going to make it work. We're going to make it to where we have some great resources for these kids in Alden and for years to come. So thank y'all again.
Thank you all for Ms. Escalante for inviting us. This is a privilege and an honor just to be able to speak in front of the district that I grew up in. I went to Orange Grove Elementary. I went to Hamburg Middle School. I graduated from MacArthur High School, and now I'm working at MacArthur High School. So it's apparent that Alden is in my blood, and it always will be. So because of that, I just love the youth of Alden. Mike T was a student of mine at Grantham. So I just love to pour into kids, and just to see him to be able to come back and pay it forward is just an amazing blessing for me to just watch. I just sit back and watch him do his thing and be amazed. So again, thank you, Alden, for continuing to inspire great teachers and great students. And I just hope that we continue to do great things. I appreciate y'all.
Oh, y'all didn't have to do this.
Yeah, yes, we have to. There's a round of applause.
Ms. Avalos, were you the principal at MacArthur?
No. Oh, you're talking,
Ms.
What,
Avalos?
it depends on what year.
Yes.
Yeah, yes, I think he still owes me some D Hall.
Martha, make sure you get in the picture. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shalia, that was definitely a first down.
That was a touchdown.
You said touchdown.
Oh, okay, so first down. Got it, okay. I think I might be done with my jokes for now. We'll see, we'll see. We will now start our employee recognitions. First, Mr. Milo Ortiz, Executive Director of Buildings and Properties, will present the Building of the Month.
Okay, good evening, President Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, members of the board, and all in attendance. It is my pleasure to be before you to recognize our Building of the Month for February. I would like to introduce Maria Berruete Ibarra, Head Custodian of MacArthur 9th Grade Campus, and Principal Dr. Yul Everline. Developing our young adults for a brighter future is the mission at MacArthur 9th Grade. In order to achieve this, Maria and her team are continually cleaning and disinfecting to ensure MacArthur 9th is providing a safe and conducive environment for our students to learn. Maria Ibarra has worked as a custodian in Alden for 3 years, and 2 of those years have been as a head custodian. So we would like to thank Ms. Ibarra, her staff, and Principal Everline for their leadership. So on behalf of Buildings and Properties, it is my pleasure to present MacArthur 9th Grade, the Building of the Month Award for February 2021. Congratulations to all of them on a job well done.
I think they're all watching virtually. Is that right, Mila? I also want to make sure we have an opportunity to hear from Transportation for their Employee of the Month. Is it going to be you? Christina Rojas. Riojas. Riojas.
Real.
We practiced. I know.
It's okay.
Riojas.
We still love you. Good evening, President Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, members of the board. This evening, the Transportation Department is proud to announce Ms. Bridget Mohena as our Employee of the Month. A few weeks ago, Ms. Mohena and her students were put in harm's way by an individual while on their bus. Ms. Mohena and her students were traveling. They came to a stop when this individual again put them in harm's way, but Ms. Mohena's swift actions and her swift actions to put her students for their safety first above her own speaks to her training and her selflessness. Our students remained safe and unharmed until the scene was contained. So on behalf of the Transportation Department, thank you and job well done, Ms. Mohena. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah. See, now you have to take a picture.
I'm gonna talk something.
Please do, by all means.
Thank you very much to all because work for an Alden is my pleasure. This is not just a simple job. It's something that we all enjoy every day. So thank you for all for this opportunity. I didn't know this, I'm gonna be the employee of the month. I didn't know that when I came today. So it's a surprise. Thank you.
You
very much.
deserve Employee of the Month. She was so
Congratulations.
calm, just amazing. I want to make sure if there's anyone else for transportation, join her up front. Transportation? Operations? Don't go too far.
Don't go too far. President Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, and members of the Board of Education and those in attendance. I also would like to recognize Bridget Mohena for her outstanding work. It does involve public safety, and I have in my hand a official Chief of Police commendation that I want to present to you. I'd like to read it out loud. On the morning of January 27th, 2021, you were driving a school bus with 5 Alden ISD children on board. While the bus was stopped due to a traffic accident, a nude male abruptly entered the bus and approached you and the children. You quickly and decisively ushered the children off of the bus and followed behind them until they were safely away from this deranged individual. Thank you for keeping our children safe and secure and placing their safety above your own. One last thing. I want to present you with our from the Alden United States Police Department. It says to protect the nation's best. On the other side, it says excellence in public safety.
So appropriate that can y'all hold on one quick second? All of transportation, one quick second. Sure. It's so appropriate that this month is Love the Bus Month. It's an annual long celebration held each February. The event highlights the critical role of the yellow school bus in education. As she kind of alluded to, it takes a village to raise or teach a child. And it can also take a small army of bus drivers, mechanics, and many individuals that work in our transportation department to ensure that buses are running and safely transporting our students to and from school every day. So thank you to all of our bus drivers and all of those that make the yellow bus run every day. I ask that you please take the opportunity to show appreciation to the school bus and to the many outstanding individuals that make it happen for every day for our students and their families. Stacy Smith, Director of Special Programs, will present grants.
Can I speak some?
Absolutely.
I just want to take a moment that Mr. Sanders and Dr. Alfred Stevens, thank you so much for your support for our department. Thank you for allowing us to do what we need to do to ensure that our students get to school safely, and we appreciate your support. So thank you.
All right, Stacey.
Good evening, President Shanklin, board members, Dr. Goffney, administrative leadership, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to be here this evening to celebrate several awards. Did I just do that? Okay. Several awards this evening. From Orange Grove, Principal Jose Diaz and Counselor Tarina Berry are joining us. She's joining us virtually this evening through a partnership with New York Life Foundation, the National Alliance for Grieving Children, They support organizations serving students by providing them with bereavement counseling curriculum materials. Perfect for Counselor Appreciation Week, right? And so she was awarded $500 from New York Life. So congratulations to Tarina. And at this time, will the Family and Community Engagement Department Executive Director, Dr. Martha Escalante, please come forward, joined with Specialist Ivan Tamayo. Supporting the district's strategic plan to ensure that students succeed in literacy, the Family and Community Engagement Department has created their Book in the Hand program. Through Outreach Thursdays, the FACE department puts a book in the hands of 3,000 students. To help with that goal, the Alden Noon Optimist Club is awarding the FACE department a $5,000 grant to support their Books in the Hand program. So at this time, Mr. Mead, one of our Alden Optimist members, and Jan Wynn, if you'll please come forward, and I'm also a member too of the Alden Noon Optimist, so I'll come up as my The Alden Noon Optimists have been big supporters of literacy, and due to COVID, we couldn't do our bicycle program, and so this was a perfect opportunity to support literacy in our FACE department and help the students. So we're glad that we could do that. So the total for this evening is $5,500.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One more shot, President Shanklin. By the way, the Davis High School Ladies Falcons basketball team will begin to play in the Class 6A playoffs when they face Oak Ridge in the bi-district round Thursday, February 11th. The game begins at 5:30 and will be played in Conroe at the Grand Oaks High School main gym. Go Alden, go Davis.
Go Alden.
Go Alden. It's Davis, but it's Alden. Mr. Shanklin, that completes our report.
Thank you. That was championship quality, Ms. Ring.
Thank you. I'm going on the road.
We will now move to the consent agenda. The board has had the consent agenda items in their possession for study, and we discussed them at length in the study session last night. Ms. Loera, did we really receive any written communication forms from members of the public to address any consent agenda items to be voted on by the board?
No, sir, we did not.
Thank you. Do I hear a motion regarding the consent agenda items?
Mr. Shanklin, I move that items A1, D1A, D2A, D2B, E1 and E2, F1 through F5, and J1 and J2 on the consent agenda be approved as presented.
Do we have a second?
Mead, second.
Thank you, Mr. Mead. Thank you, Dr. Garcia. We'll begin the vote with Mr. Bates.
Bates, yes.
Dr. Garcia?
Garcia, yes.
Mrs. Esparza?
Esparza, yes.
Ms. Avalos?
Avalos, yes.
Dr. Booker?
Booker, yes.
Mr. Mead?
Mead, yes.
I vote yes as well, and the motion carries. Do I have a motion regarding the executive session agenda items?
Yes, Mr. Shanklin, I move that the board render a finding that good cause did not exist for Patrice Kraft, term contract teacher at Alden High School, to resign without consent under section 21.105C of the Texas Education Code, and authorize the superintendent to submit a written complaint for sanctions to SBEC as discussed in executive session.
Thank you, Ms. Avalos. Do we have a second? Dr. Booker, do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you. We'll begin the vote with Mr. Mead.
Mead, yes.
Mrs. Esparza?
Esparza, yes.
Dr. Booker,
Booker, yes.
Ms. Avalos,
Avalos, yes.
Dr. Garcia,
Garcia, yes.
Mr. Bates,
Bates, yes.
and I vote yes as well. Motion carries. Dr. Goffney, do you have any staff recognitions for this month?
Mr. President, Board of Trustees, we're excited to celebrate 5 new leaders tonight. We'll begin with Mr. Herman Enamorado.
Oh, there's.
Herman Enamorado, from Senior Operations Manager in the Houston Independent School District to Executive Director of Transportation in the Alden Independent School District. Mr. Sanders, our Assistant Superintendent of Operation, is quoted as saying, Mr. Enamorado brings a wealth of experience in logistics and team building and relevant industry experience to the district. His combination of technical skills, soft skills, and relentless positive energy makes him the right person for this challenge. I'm extremely excited about his arrival, and I look forward to working with him to help serve all of our students in our community. In like fashion, Mr. Enamorado expressed his excitement to join the Alden family and support the next generation of leaders. His goal is to provide the most safe and efficient mode of transportation to all students. Please join me in welcome Mr. Herman Enamorado to Alden ISD.
Dr. Goffney, board members, thank you for having me tonight. I look forward to being part of your family here. I want to thank my wife for being supportive. I want to thank Mr. Sanders, Dr. Offer Stevens for giving me the opportunity to lead the transportation department. And I look forward to working with the motivated staff that you have there.
Introduce your kids.
Also, this is my mini-me. This is Herman Enamorado III. Giselle Enamorado, Jasmine Enamorado, and Karen Enamorado.
Oh, awesome. And transportation family.
Yeah.
At the office, Mr. Sanders.
Beautiful.
Herman, we're gonna hire Herman Jr. Next, we'll have Dr. Kimberly Sinclair. I'm saying double, like Stacy, that is, yeah, I'm sorry. I just had a moment with the mask on. I thought you were Stacy. I was like, why is Stacy coming forward? We've already done grants. Dr. Kimberly Sinclair, from Program Director of Dyslexia Services to Director of Interventions. Dr. Warford, the Executive Director of Teaching and Learning, selected Dr. Kimberly Sinclair as Alden ISD's Director of Interventions because of her incredible record as our Program Director of Dyslexia Services. In this capacity, we've seen firsthand her ability to ensure that AISD remains in compliance with the law, to advocate for students needing intervention service, and to support families throughout the process. We know that she's going to do outstanding things in this role, and our students are going to get the support they need and deserve. Dr. Sinclair said, I cannot think of a greater honor than being named Director of Interventions. It's my passion to ensure that all children are given appropriate instruction that aligns to the science of reading so they will be able to read independently and find their voice. Congratulations to Dr. Kimberly Sinclair. She has over 19 years of experience at Alden ISD.
Dr. Goffney, thank you for this opportunity and board. I'm so thrilled about this position and looking forward to the great work we're going to do in providing equity and interventions for our students. and brought with me tonight my son, who 20 years ago, we rolled into Alden with a Google map. We didn't know where we were at or what we were going to do, but he came with me and we decided together to leave our hometown, and we're kind of, if he hadn't agreed to come with me, I don't know. And so I appreciate
We're
everything.
so excited.
Everything Alden has done with us. I was looking for Tamika because he was 8 years old when I rolled up to Carter Academy. And
Wow.
so thank you. This has been quite the journey, and this is quite the honor.
Well, we're glad you're still here. Congratulations, Dr. Kimberly Sinclair. I think we have some members of teaching and learning. We have our CAO and it is so sweet your son came with you tonight. Congratulations, Dr. Kimberly Sinclair. Ana Zamaripa Hicks, from Dean of Instruction at Fundren IB Middle School in the Houston Independent School District to Program Coordinator in the Office of Transformation. Adrian Bustillos, our Chief Transformation Officer, is thrilled to add Ms. Zamaripa Hicks to the transformation team. She has over 20 years of experience, almost exclusively as part of innovative programs. Ms. Zamaripa Hicks brings her expertise of English learners and deeper learning models to the Office of Transformation as we continue to support our campus leaders and reimagine the school experience to better serve our students and communities. Ms. Zamaripa Hicks said, "I am very excited to join the Office of Transformation as a program coordinator and utilize my skill set to serve the students of Alden ISD. I am passionate about innovation in education, and I'm blessed and honored to be a part of an organization devoted to equity and excellence in education for all students. Welcome to Alden, Ms. Zamaripa Hicks."
Thank you, Dr. Goffney and esteemed board members, for this wonderful opportunity. If tonight is just an indication of the kind of career I will have at Alden, I've never been more proud to be an educator, to be around such wonderful people who are doing such wonderful work for all of our students. I bring with me tonight my family, my sisters. 3 of them are Alden educators.
Oh, wow.
And I'm very proud.
So you came. Awesome.
And in the back over there as videographer is my niece. She's also an educator, a former Alden ISD student.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Tonight also with me is my wonderful team of 2 at the Office of Transformation, Mr. Adrian Bustillos and Ms. Gabby Sierra. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. I look forward to wonderful work ahead.
We're so glad you're here.
Hello? Yes. Okay. I'll need to call you back. I'm in a meeting. I'll call you back, okay? Oh, okay. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Welcome, Ms. Ana Zamaripa Hicks to Alden ISD.
Dr. Goffney, maybe she has some more sisters we could use for teachers, huh?
I think we have all of them, though.
Got them all? Okay.
All the 3 sisters are here already, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Villarreal, don't let anybody out. What about the niece? Next, we're excited about the recent promotion of Mr. Jose Diaz from assistant principal at Grantham Academy to principal at Orange Grove Elementary School. Dr. Ken Tu, the school assistant superintendent for Team 2, expressed that the staff and community at Orange Grove Elementary spoke loud and clear that they were looking for a principal with excellent communication skills, someone focused on instruction, truly cares about students, and who could continue to build a positive campus and community culture. Mr. Diaz met and exceeded those qualifications. Without a doubt, he is the right choice to lead as principal at Orange Grove Elementary. Mr. Diaz is equally excited to serve as the principal at Orange Grove. He stated, "I've had the pleasure to work and serve in Alden communities for the past 15 years. It is important to me to be a resource for our students and families as we continue to strive for excellence by keeping students first. I have learned so much from our district leadership, and I look forward to the opportunity to serve the families and students at Orange Grove Elementary. Congratulations to Mr. Jose Diaz.
Dr. Goffney, board members, Dr. Cantu, I'm so appreciative of this opportunity that I've been given. I want you guys to know, I remember when I came and interviewed this district like 15 years ago, knew nothing about education, and I probably answered every question the wrong way. And a principal saw enough in me to give me an opportunity, and I've continued to grow. So many leaders in this room have been a part of my journey, and I'm so appreciative to continue to serve Alden ISD.
Well, we're
Thank
so
you, guys.
proud. Congratulations, Mr. Jose Diaz.
I also want you to know, so my wife and my family were unable to be here. That tonight was my oldest son's first high school baseball game. So it's a big momentous achievement that he's playing high school baseball. My youngest son is on the middle school travel baseball run. So my wife, my superwoman, previous Alden educator, is out right now running around all North Houston, being in all those practices. So
And you're all in for Alden. Congratulations, Mr. Jose Diaz. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Torrey Richardson, from Ascending to Men Project Program Manager in Houston ISD to Assistant Principal at Carver High School. Ms. Ross, the principal at Carver, explained, she said, Mr. Richardson was chosen for Carver because he's a young man who is energetic and inspiring. As a former resident of the community, he knows the rich history of Acres Homes. He recognizes the unparalleled potential and greatness of Carver and is ready to harness it. When asked about his new position, Mr. Richardson stated, as a product of the Acres Homes community, I'm desirous of making the lives of the students that are very much like me a little bit richer to make this generation stronger. Through mentorship, community engagement, and parent involvement, I would like to assist the students in raising their level of expectations for their future. Congratulations to Mr. Torrey Richardson.
Superintendent Goffney, board members, Ms. Ross, thank you for this opportunity. It's a chance for me to come back to my community and give back to everything that they've given to me. So I thank you. And on behalf of my family, my wife Jessica, and my son Gael, we appreciate this chance.
Well, welcome to Alden. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He's so cute. Congratulations, Mr. Richardson. President Shanklin, Board of Trustees, that concludes our celebrations tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Goffney. Really looking forward to when we all can gather and give everybody really big hugs. We're a big family here and we really miss that. Well, Mrs. Sparza, do we have any board committee reports and or updates?
We have the following policy committee report at this time. Approval of policy update 116 affecting local policies, CQB, DCD, FFAC, and GKA. First reading. I move that the board approve for first reading the revisions to policy update 116 affecting local policies, CQB, DCD, FFAC, and GKA, with the second and final reading in March.
Garcia seconds.
Do we have a second? Thank you, Dr. Garcia, and thank you, Mrs. Sparza. We'll begin the vote with Mr. Bates.
Bates, yes.
Dr. Garcia,
Yeah, yes.
Mrs. Sparza,
Esparza, yes.
Ms. Avalos. Ms. Avalos,
Avalos, yes.
thank you. Dr. Booker,
Booker, yes.
Mr. Mead,
Mead, yes.
and I vote yes as well. Motion carries. Now we come to the open forum for patrons. Ms. Loera, did we receive any written communication forms from members of the public?
Only one, sir.
It appears that we have one. Okay, patient with me. This is a long read. This is the portion of the board meeting when the board receives input from patrons. The posting of the meeting includes a link from members of the public to provide written comments. Those comments will be read by Ms. Loera, board secretary, and will be limited to 3 minutes per board policy. When there are large numbers of individuals wishing to speak to the board, the presiding officer may make adjustments to the public comment procedures. Therefore, Ms. Loera will read some of the written comments and provide a summary of those submitted anonymously, which discusses the same issue. Each person who is present in the boardroom and addresses the board will have 3 minutes to speak. There's a clock at the podium that will notify you when your 3 minutes are almost up. Because of topic posting requirements of the Open Meetings Act, board members will not answer any questions posed to the board by the patron, and no action can be taken on any issue presented during this time. If you wish to ask questions of the board, you may submit them in writing, addressed to the superintendent's office, and the board may consider them at a subsequent meeting. If you are an employee or employee's representative, please be advised that the grievance policy deadlines are not waived. If you have documents to pass out to the board, please identify those documents. Finally, please be aware that rules of decorum will be enforced during the public comment period. Please refrain from making comments directed at specific individuals, employees, or students by name to avoid any potential breach of confidentiality. If you have complaints regarding specific individuals, please provide those in writing addressed to the superintendent for her attention. Each participant is legally responsible for the content and consequences of his or her own statements. And I see that we have Ms. Candace Houston.
Good evening, President Shanklin, Dr. Goffney, members of the board. I first want to thank Dr. Todd Davis, Katie Rohde, and the Teaching and Learning Department for listening to members and employees' comments about the Reading Academies. We are very pleased with the solution that they came up with, just very pleased. So thank you so much for listening to the concerns of the teachers. The other thing I want to address is thank you to Shalia Reed and Dr. Goffney again for allowing us to sponsor the Fit and Focus on January the 29th. I don't know if you guys know, but that's the remote learning day. And so they carve out an hour where we could provide fit and focus to staff. So I just want to kind of read you what the sessions entailed. So staff had an option of either going to the fitness or the focus or staying in the DJ room, which was one of my former students from Eisenhower High School. So it was like an all around Alden thing, right? So the fit part was done by Coach Barrett, who's a teacher at Garcia Middle School. And he focused on low impact exercises and stretches. And then the focus session was done by Ms. Laquita Carter, who's a licensed counselor. And she focused on developing healthy coping strategies for trauma. So, and then at the end, we were able to give away about 20 door prizes that range from Starbucks gift cards, Chick-fil-A, Academy gift cards. And so it was really a great event. And I just want to thank the district for allowing us to sponsor that. So I'm hoping that we get to sponsor another month because it was just exciting to see the, the teachers who were able to attend relax and get some type of, exercise or whatever they chose. But I do want to leave you lastly with a question that I've been asked for the past week or two, because staff is starting to get COVID notices that does not indicate how many people have received COVID. The letters are now saying several cases, several staff, several students. And as we all know, several can mean 2 to 1 person, or it can mean 5. So I don't know if the district has changed that policy, but I know prior in the fall, the district was doing a great job in saying, hey, 1 staff, 1 student. So we just need to find out if that has changed because it's making people nervous. So we want to make sure that we're being as transparent as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Houston. Well, it's that time of evening. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I so move that we adjourn.
Thank you,
Bates, I
Mrs. Blair
second that motion.
and Mr. Bates. It is now 8:04 by the clock on the wall. Meeting is adjourned.